Now on CoastTV News.
Organizing food banks, and pet shelters in uncharted territory as the government shutdown approaches 1 month.
Hotels in Ocean City may soon cost more. How much of a tax hike has been proposed?
Demolition day looming when the classic Dolly's building and other Rehoboth Avenue stores will be turned down.
And we have more than just a windy situation, but a bit stormy that's sliding in our direction.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Volunteers packing boxes at the food bank, bracing for a surge. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with Delaware declaring a state of emergency to keep SNAP benefits running. Right now, those benefits are scheduled to end in just 3 days on November 1, but the state of Delaware is taking action. Governor Matt Meyer announced a state of emergency to allow weekly state funding for SNAP recipients in the face of this funding lapse caused by the government shutdown. Meyer said the program, which provides food to more than 120,000 people in Delaware, could run out of money if the federal government does not reopen. The state's plan would cover the cost of the program through the month of November.
Delaware families cannot eat political promises. In my first minutes in this office, I promised that I'd protect Delawareans from federal chaos, and today we're delivering on that promise. Because we cannot wait, we must take action.
Governor Meyer indicated the state can fund SNAP at least through the month of November.
At the Food Bank of Delaware in Milford, it's entering what are considered unprecedented times.
Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is in our newsroom. Emma, the food bank says they're already seeing a jump in the number of people using their services, and they expect that to get worse.
Charlie, the food bank tells me as we approach the holiday season, this is already their busiest time of the year. The food bank says with the government shutdown, this is the perfect storm. Volunteers at the food bank doing what they always do. And while Delaware has committed to funding SNAP on a week-by-week basis, the food bank says that doesn't cover everybody who's in need.
Even with SNAP benefits, people still are making difficult decisions. We meet people who in the winter time, they're choosing between paying their utility bill and heating their home or buying a bag of groceries. We meet senior citizens who might be cutting a pill in half because they want to prolong their prescription because they can't afford them.
And the food bank isn't the only place feeling the pinch. Over at the Brandywine Valley SPCA, Laura Page says people are struggling to afford their pets.
We do get a lot of calls for people that are feeling desperate.
Page says over this past month, adoptions are down and calls about the food pantry, which provides free pet food, are up.
They will feed their animals before they feed themselves. And we found that in natural disasters too. I mean, Katrina was the big one that told us people will die for their pets.
As the shutdown stretches on, both families and their pets are feeling the strain with no end in sight for the government shutdown. It's important to note that even temporary fixes are just that, temporary. One good thing, the SPCA says they haven't noticed an uptick in people giving up their pets so far, but both the SPCA and the food bank say they really only expect things to get worse unless the government reopens. Maddie.
Emma, thank you. In Maryland, the state food bank is preparing to meet the expected surge in need for food assistance. The Maryland Food Bank is planning to purchase $3 million worth of additional food to help deal with that loss of SNAP benefits Saturday. More than 55,000 Marylanders on the Eastern Shore rely on SNAP monthly. Local food pantries like Salisbury Urban Ministries say they've already seen more people coming in for help.
We just got a delivery a week ago. $2,000 worth of administrative fee is what it cost us to bring in the food, and some of it was donated and some of it was from the emergency food program. You'll walk through there right now and you'll think, when do you get your next delivery? Because it doesn't look like you've got enough. And that's what we're thinking right now. How are we going to manage this?
During previous government shutdowns, Maryland was reimbursed for SNAP, but in a statement last week, Governor Wes Moore said the Trump administration has provided zero assurance of reimbursement.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what worries you most about the government shutdown.
Let's take a look at the results so far. 44% say health insurance cost, 40% say workers losing their paychecks, 8% say travel delays, and 8% say losing SNAP benefits.
And we're going to keep this running all night. You can go vote right now if you haven't yet. You can do that at coasttv.com or use our mobile app. Check out the waves today in Rehoboth Beach. This was taken a little earlier this afternoon. Look at those. You can see the waves just crashing down. But despite the light drizzle and rough waves, one surfer, you can see out there, seemed to, be having himself a good time. And now let's go ahead and take a live look outside again as we take a look into Cambridge and check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, I won't be surfing.
Yeah, I don't believe in playing with fire like that. That's a little bit too tedious for my blood. But we are looking at some rough surf happening right now in Ocean City with 14-mile-per-hour winds. And winds are going to do nothing but increase in intensity and velocity. And we're going to see some scattered showers begin to kick in for later on. In fact, we're picking up some rain right now. But here's a look at the wind profile, looking at 26 to 22-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And the threat we have is dealing with very gusty winds. There's about a 2% chance of this being a concern, but I'm not so much focused on that. I'm looking more at what's happening with our gale wind warning in effect until 4 o'clock. Watching out for 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now, not just there, but from Ocean City all the way down towards Chincoteague. Then we have some interesting things happening because a wind advisory has now been issued for the beaches inland. Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, Indian Beach, as well as all the way down towards Ocean City, West Ocean City, and along St. Louis Avenue, as well as 528. In addition to that, we're concerned about the possibility of coastal flooding. So we have flood advisories in effect along the shore. But as you go more west, we have coastal flood warnings for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico. Now that's going to be a concern or a threat until 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday. And it's Thursday when we're expecting the lion's share of all of this rain to really come into play. Now, as we widen the scope on what's happening on this, generally speaking, we anticipate that these scattered showers are going to begin to move from the south to the north, overtaking the entire mid-Atlantic region. And we'll see wave upon wave, at least moderate to light showers for now, and then increasing intensity for tomorrow. We'll talk about what I'm tracking for tomorrow's yellow alert day. Until then, back to you.
Paul, thank you. The Ocean City Council has asked Worcester County to increase the hotel room tax from 5% to 6%. According to the Hotel Motel Restaurant Association Director Susan Jones, the increase would help cover general fund expenses such as police and fire and help support tourism. Jones says a 1% change could generate around $5 million for the town, and it would only affect vacationers, not homeowners. One vacationer we spoke with says even though prices may rise, it won't stop people from coming to town.
I really don't think it's going to make a huge difference for people that are coming in during the summertime. I think they're going to come no matter what and going to pay no matter what.
The Ocean City Council hopes to have the tax increase in place by January, giving hotels and motels time to update rates before next summer.
On your screen now, you can see demolition signs up on multiple buildings on Rehoboth Avenue. These Zelke's, Corbros, and most notably the Old Dolly's building in Rehoboth Beach. Communications manager says that the city is meeting with the contractor and developer to finalize a date to soon take down the buildings. This is to make room for the One Rehoboth Avenue Hotel, which will have 4 levels, 60 hotel rooms, and retail space on the first floor. You can see a rendering there. Some people we talked to said they're sad to see the buildings go, while others say it'll be a financial boost.
It's hard for people, I'll be 70 in a couple of years, and to watch all this change is really, it's crazy.
The city's communication manager telling us tomorrow they will release details surrounding the demolitions and how the boardwalk area could temporarily change.
A new cell tower disguised as a tree is coming to Ocean Pines. The Ocean Pines Association says the cell tower will improve service in the community while keeping the visual impact minimal. The OPA website shows the tower going in right here on your screen, 100 Clubhouse Drive.
As he completes the final leg of his trip to Asia, President Trump says he's worked out a deal with South Korea to lower tariffs on products from that country.
It comes a day before a highly anticipated meeting between the president and China's president, which many expect will calm some trade tensions between the two countries.
NBC's Monica Alba shows us back home there's no end in sight to the federal government shutdown, now in its 29th day.
Landing in the last country of his Asia trip, President Trump announcing another trade deal, this time with South Korea.
Pretty much finalized a trade deal.
A deal that has South Korea investing $350 billion in the U.S. that includes building ships. In return, the U.S. will cut the tariff on cars and auto parts to 15%. But the president's biggest deal could come tomorrow when he meets with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Trump optimistic the two leaders can come to an agreement and end a trade war between the world's two largest economies.
I think we're going to have something that's going to be very, very satisfactory to China and to us.
The president has negotiated trade deals in every country he's visited this trip. But on Capitol Hill, negotiations to end the government shutdown haven't even started. Furloughed employees and those still on the job have already missed a full paycheck. On Saturday, the program that gives benefits to low-income families, called SNAP, loses funding, putting even more stress on families struggling to make ends meet. Promise English is a mother of 3.
Like babies, they get fed at school, but they come home, they rely on meals to fill their bellies at home. So it's stressful.
States are trying to fill the gap on their own, and 25 states led by Democrats have sued the Trump administration to keep food assistance programs funded. But until that happens, Erica Starks, a pregnant mother of 4 boys, says she'll have to visit multiple food banks to feed her family.
Don't make me cry, because I'm going to be okay. I'm going to figure it out. I promise you. I always do. God's with me.
With the job market slowing, the Federal Reserve announced a quarter-point cut in interest rates this afternoon. That's the second rate cut this year. But the Fed is working without some key economic data due to the government shutdown. Monica Alba, NBC News, Washington.
Right now, we're watching out for isolated thunderstorms to fire up for Thursday morning. We'll talk more about what I'm tracking and how intense it will be when it arrives.
A neighborhood destroyed by Hurricane Melissa. New images from the megastorm as it rages across the Caribbean up next.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
We are seeing images of damage caused by Hurricane Melissa. The video you're seeing here is from Montego Bay, Jamaica. You can see mud-soaked streets and devastation everywhere you look. And now let's look at some video of when the hurricane hit. The historic storm blasted western Jamaica, demolishing homes, knocking down swaths of trees, and washing out roadways. As NBC's Ed Augustine shows us, the storm also caused damage in Cuba.
Well, thankfully, at the point that I'm speaking to you, there have been no confirmed casualties, no confirmed fatalities. But the images that we're starting to see trickle out of the east of Cuba, both on social media and from the news agencies, are devastating. We're seeing the homes that have collapsed in many an eastern province. We're seeing flash flooding in Santiago de Cuba, which is the second city. There have also been mudslides around Santiago de Cuba, so very, very scary for those in the States and those in Western Cuba that have got relatives worrying about mudslides, of all things. So the pictures that we have are evidence that a huge hurricane swept the island, and the amount of territory that it covered, it's going to take a long time to really take stock of the full level of damage. I think the other thing I'd say is that there was an awful lot of rivers, especially in the provinces of Granma and Holguin, flooded an awful lot more than people were expecting last night. And some of the images of the amounts of flooding in a lot of municipalities in northeastern Cuba are really quite scary to watch.
Coming up next, Paul Williams in the Coast TV First Alert Weather Center. He has been tracking Hurricane Melissa and has your full forecast after this.
We're expecting a round of rain with some very vibrant winds, so we have a yellow alert day for Thursday, but specifically for the early morning hours before lunchtime. I'll show you what I'm tracking in a moment. First of all, in Lewis, cloudy skies staying pretty persistent, courtesy of our tunnel and razor camera. We're at winds at about 11 miles per hour. Now, we're looking for that chance of hit and miss scattered showers to continue to kind of float and feather through the region for the rest of the evening, at least until about 9 o'clock. Now, the winds are our biggest concern initially. I mean, we had 31 mile per hour wind gusts recorded in Georgetown, a 30 mile per hour wind gust in Ocean City, but we're expecting much, much more. Take a look at our wind gusts as far as the forecast is concerned. 40 to 46 mile per hour wind gusts expected as early as 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's also when I'm expecting the lion's share of the possibility of strong storms to start to wind down by then. We'll still have gusty winds, and then by the afternoon, the winds will be shifting out of the southwest, southeast at about 30 miles per hour. Then on Friday, we're going to go back to very vibrant winds again, up to 45 mile per hour wind gusts. But this time it's going to be zonal, coming from the west, moving directly towards the east as a result of that. Now, we have wind advisories in effect all the way until Thursday afternoon for the beaches, Lewis, Rehoboth, Indian River, Bottom Hills, all the way down for Fenwick Island, along with a gale wind warning off the shore. So we're looking at for 35 mile per hour winds inland, 45 mile per hour winds throughout the coastal region, and that's from Ocean City all the way down. Now, we also have flood advisories, thanks to those winds, working in tandem with the expected highs and as far as what's happening with the tides are concerned. And then, in addition to that advisory, we actually have a warning that's in effect for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico until 4 o'clock Friday morning. The winds and the rain coming out of the south right now is going to help to exacerbate that possibility, but it's going to be more of a cumulative thing. You see, by 2 a.m. Thursday, we start seeing some scattered showers sliding through the region as a whole, and then we brace for that possibility of just the amount we're talking about. We initially had runs indicating more than a half an inch. Now we're back down to a half an inch. So the models are kind of backing down off of it just a little bit. So 2:30 in the morning, we see scattered showers pushing through, and by 4 o'clock it's out of the Milton area. Now I'm going to change gears here and show you by 5 o'clock we're looking for moving out of Georgetown and then traveling over towards the west even more so. So the latest model run is saying it's really before the sun comes up is when we're expecting the best opportunity for our rain. By the way, I want to also update you what's happening with Melissa. Sustained winds at only about 90 miles per hour, so it's a Category 1 for right now. It could possibly stay at Category 1 as it veers out and then strengthen back to a Category 2 as it goes back over deeper waters. We'll keep a close eye on that for you. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. So, yellow alert day for Thursday morning, and then breezy conditions on Friday with no rain. And then don't forget, we fall back over the weekend.
Paul, thank you. In Millville, a road closure is happening Monday. It's Railway Road between Old Mill Road and Pine Street. DelDOT is installing a crossroad pipe in the area you see here on your screen. It should last till Wednesday, November 5th.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 6, live NCAA field hockey with Salisbury hosting Rowan. Then at 8, it's the premiere of Dynasty, The Rise of Delmar Field Hockey. At 9 p.m., you can watch Spirits of the Shore, and at 10:30, it's the final score.
We salute Chief Keith Banks for his outstanding leadership and steadfast dedication to the Rehoboth Beach community. Under his calm guidance and strong sense of duty, the city continues to thrive in safety and unity. His commitment to excellence and service sets the standard for all who wear the badge. We honor Chief Banks for leading with integrity, compassion, and pride, keeping Rehoboth Beach a place we're all proud to call home.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
The Ocean City Fire Department says it is wrapping up Fire Prevention Month by connecting with more than 800 local students. Students also learned about the risks of lithium-ion batteries that are found in common devices like phones, scooters, and e-bikes. A week after the NCAA approved a new rule to allow student athletes to bet on professional sports, the rule change has been delayed. Wonder what could have happened there. It was supposed to go into effect Saturday.
Here's a live look now into Lewis. Oh, you could see some rain on the camera. One more check on the forecast after this. The Brandywine Valley SPCA welcomed their 300,000th shelter animal. Oh, look at this girl. It's Maisie Bell, a 5-month-old mixed breed puppy. The SPCA says she was found in the yard of a Tennessee home with a broken leg. It got amputated, but she recovered and is now up for adoption in Delaware.
Doing better, I hope. Coming up, new on Coast TV News at 6, state park fees, when you have to give your thoughts before they could change.
All right, let's take a look at what's happening on live radar. We have concern for coastal flood advisories on light green, darker green. We're looking at coastal flood warnings, and we anticipate 45 mile per hour wind gusts around along the coastal region. Michael of Milton, congratulations. You're our new umbrella giveaway winner, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brugstedt, Mandalis, and Federico. Finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Now, we are calling for a yellow alert day, but it's mainly before the sun comes up. Watching out for 45 mile per hour winds along with some rain up to about a half an inch. So the models have backed off and said it's not so aggressive with the rain, but it's still aggressive with the winds. Halloween should be okay.
That's what I was going to say. Most importantly, Halloween going to be all right for everybody to get out there, be in costume, get that candy.
All right, thank you so much, Paul.
You bet.
And hey, thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.